but Van Roosmalen will come out fast in his first title defense as featherweight champion. Plus, lightning-fast featherweight Giga Chikadze. The All-American middleweight matchup of Mike Lemaire and Warren Thompson. Women's super bantamweight action. And the return of heavyweight brute Jonathan Dennis. Hold tight, it's Glory Superfight Series Los Angeles. Tonight, we're in the Novo at the LA Live Entertainment Complex in downtown Los Angeles for Glory Superfight Series 37. Bright lights, big city, and a big card. We start off in the featherweight division with karate black belt Giga Chikadze and Muay Thai stylist Leo Pinto coming in from Thailand, making his debut tonight. Then it's to the women's super bantamweight division for a showdown between California's own Zoila Frausto against Germany's Daniela Graf. After that, an all-American middleweight showdown. San Diego's Mike Lemaire meets Atlanta's Warren Thompson, and these men absolutely despise each other. Then it's time for the big boys to throw down. The Slovakian giant, Thomas Mosny, comes from Central Europe to face Brazilian heavyweight Jonathan Dennis. And finally, in the headline fight, featherweight champion Robin Van Roosmalen defends his belt against Canada's Matt Embry in an encounter that could well turn out to be the fight of the year. And what a year it should be for Glory. This is our first event of 2017, one of 18 events this year for the Glory Kickboxing promotion, the premier kickboxing promotion in the world. My name is Todd Grisham alongside former welterweight champion Joseph Valtellini. And what do you make of this? A ring on a stage in downtown Los Angeles.
This is definitely a unique situation for kickboxing. Not only, the ring is a little smaller today, so you're going to expect a lot more pressure, a lot more excitement, and less guys moving around.
It's the perfect way to start 2017, but it was not so perfect yesterday for our champion Ruben Van Roosmalen. He was stripped of his title after failing to make weight. Here's how it went down.
143.8. Now, the official weigh-in for this fight actually happened this morning with the California State Athletic Commission. Robin came in about 0.8 of a pound heavy. And according to California State Athletic Commission rules, will not be allowed to defend his belt here in California.
Tell us what happened.
I'm disappointed too. Yeah, we didn't at the official scale at the hotel, so we couldn't check the difference between my scale and the official scale. On my scale, I was on 0.65 kilo flat. On the official scale of the California State Commission, I wasn't, so that happened.
What's your mentality now that you are no longer officially the champion?
Still show them I'm the best.
All right, well, good luck to you.
Thank you.
Matt Embry, obviously when your opponent misses weight, everybody's a little bit disappointed. What's your reaction?
Is what it is. We're still going to fight, and I'm going to show you guys who's the real best.
Everyone saw what Robin did in his first title fight against Gabriel Varga. He mashed right through him. What do you have to do to beat the Netherlands star?
You guys going to see tomorrow.
Today is tomorrow, because that was yesterday. And here's what happens tonight. If Robin Van Roosmalen beats Matt Embry, he will be the #1 contender. He cannot walk away with the championship. However, if the Canadian wins, Joe, he will become the Glory Featherweight World Champion.
This featherweight division is shaping up really nicely, so regardless what happens, this is going to determine who the best featherweight in the division is.
Also tonight, we feature the women, the super bantamweight women, and standing by backstage with more on that matchup is our own Whitney Miller.
Hey guys, Whitney Miller here backstage at Glory 37 in Los Angeles, and I'm sitting with a very calm, cool, and collected Zoila Frausto as she prepares to take on veteran boxer Daniela Graf. And this is your first kickboxing match ever, correct?
Correct.
And are you prepared? How are you feeling as you make your Glory debut?
I'm very prepared. I've been fighting for years, so it's not, it's just a little different. It's kickboxing. It's not Muay Thai or MMA, but I've been a competitor my entire life, so I'm pretty excited.
And because you're new to the kickboxing scene, describe what we can expect from you tonight.
Fast pace. I hit hard and I'm fast, so it's going to be pretty exciting.
Well, I cannot wait for this fight. We're very, very excited. The super bantamweight fight taking place. Good luck.
Thank you.
The new year brings new hope for the world's elite stand-up fighters as Glory Sports International, the world's premier kickboxing organization, kicks off the 2017 season here in the Novo at LA Live for the Glory Superfight Series. All of our bouts tonight sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. Their commissioner is John Carvelli, and their executive officer is Andy Foster. Los Angeles, California, are you ready for glory? We get started in the featherweight division, and first to make his way to the glory ring, he competed in Thailand's famed Lumpini Stadium at the tender age of just 14. Here comes Leo Pinto.
And there is Leo Pinto coming to us by way of France, but he lives in Thailand, Joe. And this guy has been fighting since the age of 11. How is that possible?
Well, he's actually from France, and his father moved the family over to Thailand. So from a young age, he was exposed to fighting in Thailand. And in Thailand, these fighters fight very often. And I had a conversation with him, and I said, you know what? An active year for me is 4 fights a year. He laughed and said, we do 4 fights in a week.
Well over 100 fights so far for Leo Pinto, and he's only 23.
He last appeared at Glory 33, New Jersey, winner of 3 of his last 4 bouts. Here comes Giga Chikadze.
When asked about his opponent, Leo Pinto, tonight, Giga Chikadze was quite honest. He said, Pinto is not at my level. He has nothing that will surprise me.
Well, yeah, Giga really wants a title shot, and he feels he's done the work to deserve that title, and he's had some big fights and big knockouts. He's an exciting fighter, and he's putting on finishes, so he really wants a big win tonight, and he feels he's the next for the title.
Giga Chikadze from the Republic of Georgia, but now a resident in Huntington Beach, California. So he has some friends and family in attendance tonight to watch this contest.
Yeah, he comes with a lot of experience, and his experience might not show on paper, but he has over 200 amateur fights in different disciplines. He has a good karate background, good kickboxing, and you see that style when he fights. He really comes out and he'll mix in spin attacks, axe kicks, and he really puts an exciting fight on by being really explosive with these flashy kicks on the outside.
And for Chikadze to make weight in this division, he had to lose 23 pounds, Joe. A lot of people are saying, why would anyone want to do that? Or how can you do that?
Well, that's the thing with fighting, right? Weight cutting is an art, and once you master the art, it becomes easier each time you do it. But I wouldn't recommend any new fighters out there trying to cut 23 pounds for their first time.
Tons of experience for Giga Chikadze, not only on the professional level, where he's had 41 pro fights, but had over 200 amateur fights between karate and kickboxing.
And his last fight was at the Contenders Tournament, and Matt Embry ended up winning that Contenders Tournament, and he ended up getting knocked out by Matt Embry by a beautiful right cross in that finals, but he feels if he fought Embry fresh, he would have beat him.
Let's look at our tail of the tape. Giga Chikadze versus Leo Pinto. He also goes by the name Victor Pinto, which you see on your screen, but he told us yesterday he prefers Leo, so that's what we're going with. Giga Chikadze, 5 years older than Pinto. And there's the reach advantage as well, 3.5 inches for the man from the Republic of Georgia.
Like we mentioned before, it's Leo Pinto who has the fight experience and from fighting from such a young age. But the 41 fights of Giga really doesn't show those 200 amateur fights that he has that were really high level, where he fought high level guys like David Kiria in those amateur fights.
Time to look at our glory rules now. 3 rounds, 3 minutes each. You got to hit the ground running and kicking, that's for sure. Punches, kicks, and knees are legal. Elbows, throws, or sweeps are not legal. 3 knockdowns in a round or 4 in the fight, and it's a TKO.
And tonight in Los Angeles, 3 judges will score using the 10-point must system based on the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns. If there's no knockdowns, the fighters who inflicted the most damage would win the round. Judges will then look at clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. And finally, if there's no clear advantage, judges will look at aggressiveness.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, our first bout of the evening scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Glory Featherweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, a WMC World Muay Thai Grand Prix champion of 2012. His professional record, 72 wins with just 26 losses, 22 of those wins by knockout. He makes his Glory debut tonight in Los Angeles. Standing 5 feet 8 inches tall, 1.73 meters, he weighed in at 142.5 pounds, 64.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Bangkok, Thailand, by way of France. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Leo Pinto. Here now is his opponent, standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, a karate black belt and 2-time world champion. His record, 36 wins with just 5 losses, 21 of those wins coming by way of knockout. Standing 6 feet even, 1.83 meters, he weighed in at fight time at an even 143 pounds, 64.9 kilos. Fighting out of Huntington Beach by way of Tbilisi, Georgia, he is Giga Chikadze. And your referee in charge of this bout is Michael Bell.
You got it. Leo. All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions. Defend yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. You want to touch gloves? Touch them now. Back to your corners.
This is the first fight of 2017. Giga Chikadze, Leo Pinto. What do you expect to see, Joe?
Well, both of these guys like to throw a lot of kicks, so I can see both of those guys really going out there trying to use their kicks. And that's going to be interesting.
Leo Pinto was honest with his assessment, said, I just got to get out of the first round. If I get through the first round with this guy, I will win.
Back. You ready? Fight.
Says Chikadze is a fast starter, but then slows down. Let's see if he's right.
Well, Pinto comes from a Muay Thai background. This is actually his first kickboxing fight. And Muay Thai fighters tend to start a little slow because they have 5 rounds. But here in Glory, 3 rounds, so he's got to pick up the pace a little bit earlier than he's used to.
Leo Pinto, a huge star along with his brother in Thailand. Moved there from France at the age of 9. 2 years later, was fighting professionally. Said he was just trying to fit in with the culture there. And all young boys in Thailand fight in Muay Thai.
Giga Chikadze actually had a very good performance at Glory 33. Although he lost to Embry in the finals, he did beat former welterweight champion Sergey Adamchuk.
Chikadze wearing the blue trunks, Pinto in the black. Sweep there, that works in Muay Thai, not in Glory.
No, with the Glory rules, you got to kick the leg under. You can't sweep. You got to kick out. But that's what Pinto's very dangerous with in his Muay Thai. He's known for those quick sweeps, and it's going to be an adjustment for him.
Pinto said, my best weapon, my kicks.
Yeah, he likes to keep distance, fight on the outside, and really use those kicks. And you're going to see him, too. He said in the pre-fight interview he's going to look for when Chikadze switches his stance, and that's when he's going to try to time the body kick.
Nice right hand from Chikadze. Pinto says, bring it on, and that's exactly what Chikadze does.
Chikadze threw a beautiful axe kick right between the defense of Pinto, but that right hand rocked Pinto.
Listen to the sound of these kicks connecting to each other's rib cage.
That's what Chikadze has to do, really get active with his boxing. The Pinto has been working in his boxing, but Chikadze has been a little bit more.
Oh, what a shot! What a shot by Chikadze! And Leo Pinto is in a world of pain.
It looks like he's grabbing below, but that was definitely that body kick that Giga's known for.
You can hear the pain coming out of Leo Pinto's voice. What a shot. Hopefully Pinto's okay.
That's Giga Chikadze's kick. He calls that the Giga kick, which is that nice left kick to the liver, and that's what he calls his Giga kick. He has a few glory knockouts with it.
Let's watch this again in slow motion. Went high, and then,
just under the elbow, that instep perfectly placed right on that liver. Well done, Giga. That's his Giga kick he's known for.
Hopefully, if Bill in the truck back there could play it again and give us Nat sound full, I want to hear that thing connect one more time. Maybe we can do that in just a second. But congratulations to Giga Chikadze, who now improves to 5-2 in glory, his third win by knockout.
Can you help him match with the t-shirt, please?
By knockout for your winner, Giga Chikadze.
That was an impressive win by Giga Chikadze, and that's his favorite kick. He's known for that left liver kick, and he executed it perfectly. And I think with this fight, he really wants this title.
Am I on TV? Am I on TV or no? Hey guys! Shit! I want to thank to everybody for here who came. Thanks a lot for coming. Guys, I want to mention just a little bit. This is not normal work and normal job for us. We do a lot of sacrifices, guys. I just want to inform you to let you know this, guys. Me, I'm here alone without my family right now. I missed the Christmas, New Year, everything for this day to show you guys my fight and my show. I'm very happy to be here and part of the glory. Right now, there is no featherweight glory champion. And you see here now, I am a featherweight champion, guys. I want to say a lot of thanks to legendary trainer Rafael Cordeiro, Nick Carson, best conditioning trainer, my brother Benil Darish, who is UFC future world champion in lightweight, guys, all my Kings family, and all my sponsors, Bad Boy, Ty Lopez, Fletcher Jones. I'm very happy to be sponsored by you, Saigon Sports, TC1, and all of you guys. And one more thing, guys. My buddy, my good brother, good friend, Zaza Pachulia, NBA, one and only Georgian NBA player. He made All-Star games, and I wanna congratulate this. And also here is my buddies Paul and Nick. Happy birthday, Paul and Nick.
Ladies and gentlemen, Giga Chikadze.
Well, he told us what was on his mind, that's for sure. Giga Chikadze believes he's ready for a title shot, and after the way he won that fight, it's hard to argue with him.
Yeah, he's been impressive. Like I said, at Glory 33, although he lost to Matt Embry, he has a win against former featherweight champion Sergey Adamchuk, where he looked very promising, and he really wants that title shot.
Coming up later, it's our All-American collision. Mike Lemaire looking for his fourth Glory victory as he takes on the brash Georgian. There he is, Warren Thompson, who says, I'm ready for war, baby. But coming up next, a women's bantamweight showdown. MMA world champion Zoila Fausto makes her Glory debut against kickboxing veteran Daniela Graf. Who knows, a win tonight will get her one step closer to a world title shot. Tong Chai, Glory Superfight Series Chicago. Watch it live Friday, February 24th. Don't miss it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we next turn our attention to the women's bantamweight division. She made her Glory debut in last year's Women's Super Bantamweight Grand Prix tournament. Please welcome back Daniela Graf.
Welcome back to downtown Los Angeles. There is Daniela Graf out of Germany, and joining us here on the announce table, the super bantamweight champion herself, Tiffany Van Soos. Welcome.
Hi, how's it going?
Doing well. How about you?
Doing fantastic. It's great to be here.
You're smiling from ear to ear, and why not? You're a champion. What's it been like bringing that title back to Southern Los Angeles or Southern California where you grew up?
Oh, it's been great. You know, the family got to see it, give it lots of hugs, lots of love, all my friends, all my teammates. Yeah, the belt's been getting a lot of love. It's good to have it back in Southern California.
And do you know anything about these two ladies fighting tonight?
Yes, I do. I actually do. Zoila, she's very, very tough. She's got karate, martial art, or a taekwondo background, I believe, and she's a former MMA world champion, Muay Thai world champion. She and I have sparred together a little bit. She's explosive, she's athletic, and she comes in with a solid foundation. As far as Daniela Graf, I know same thing. She's tough, man. She moves forward, keeps it basic, favors her low kicks to stop her opponents. It's going to be a great matchup. I think it's the ladies are going to throw down.
This California native is a WBC Muay Thai national champion making her glory debut. Here comes Zoila Frosto.
This is Zoila Frosto's kickboxing debut. However, she is the Bellator World Champion, won that title. I don't believe has had a chance to defend it yet, but it's nice to see a Bellator fighter here at the recognized biggest and best kickboxing organization in the world. You've heard Tiffany's voice. Now look at Tiffany. Looks beautiful, right? Not in the tie shorts and about to beat your head in. No. You clean up nice, but so too does Joe. Look at him.
Hey man, I got if I'm sitting next to this guy, I can't show up with my hair braided, you know.
Oh. All right, so it's the women's bantamweight, super bantamweight division. Who do you give the edge to in this contest?
I give the edge to Zoila. You know, she's definitely more experienced in the striking with the Taekwondo background. I see her athleticism being far superior. She's got the reach and the size advantage as well. So I definitely, it's going to be a tough contest. Both of these girls are here to fight, and they're both very, very tough. But I give the edge to Zoila.
Yeah, I've seen her on the pads on Instagram. She looks really sharp. And what does Zoila have to do against a pressure fighter like Graf?
She's going to have to keep on her bike, keep it moving, use angles, and intercept her coming in. But if she stands in and goes toe-to-toe with her, I mean, Daniela's got some heavy hands as well. You know, it only takes one. So it's about being evasive, being smart defensively, and picking your shots.
Let's go to the tail of the tape. It's a 122-pound weight class. Super bantamweight is the weight class. Of course, Tiffany Van Soos is the champion. Graf, 34. Frausto, 33. She's taller. She's slightly heavier, and she has a longer reach. We'll see how that fares for the American. As for professional experience, not even close, Joe. 33-4.
Yeah, Graf is from the European circuit where they have an opportunity to fight a little bit more. But Zoila has 4 fights, and most of those 4 were all Muay Thai fights, and this is her kickboxing debut. But she's got good boxing, good speed, good athletic moves and movement, so it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah, she's a seasoned vet in mixed martial arts and female combat in general. So just because her record says 4 fights doesn't mean she fights like she has 4 fights.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 3-minute round in the Glory Women's Bantamweight Division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner, a 2-time European champion and 2015 Muay Thai World Champion. Her professional record, 25 wins with 7 losses, 1 bout scored even. At 5 feet 3 inches tall, 1.60 meters. She weighed in at 123½ pounds, 56.1 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Germany, here is Daniela Graf. Her opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, trained in mixed martial arts, undefeated as a kickboxer with a professional record, perfect, 4 wins. She stands 5 feet 4 inches tall, 1.63 meters, and weighed in at 125½ pounds, 57.1 kilos. She fights tonight out of Madera, California. Here is Zoila, the Warrior Princess Frosto. And your referee in charge of this bout, Dej Friempa.
Fighter. Okay, fighter. I want clean fight. I want fair fight. Obey my command at all times. Defend yourself all the time. Good luck to you. Touch go back to the corner.
This is our first super bantamweight women's fight since we crowned a champion over in Germany, and that champion is sitting with us now. Zoila Frausto in the red trunks and the German Daniela Graf in the neon green, and a quick right hand staggers the German.
Frausto's coming out with some straight attacks. You see that front kick because she knows Daniela is going to come straight forward. So that's a perfect strike against a pressure fighter.
Yeah, definitely. She's holding her ground. She's staying inside looking for a big overhand. It's proven to be successful so far. Good outside low kick.
In our fighter interview yesterday, Zoila did not seem nervous, anxious at all. Says she's been down this road before. It's just a slight variation. It's kickboxing. I know what to do, and I'll do it.
And Daniela is one of those fighters that's going to keep coming forward, and she really likes to fight 5 rounds because she's got good conditioning, and her pressure fighting is very impressive.
Zoila in the white gloves, Daniela in the black. And Tiffany, yesterday, Daniela told us that she knows nothing about her opponent. She didn't view any tape. She doesn't have a game plan. What do you think of that strategy?
I don't know, man. Some people like to just go in and feel it out. Some fighters feel like if they watch tape, they become a little bit neurotic or obsessive. So some people just like to go in there and see what they're working with right off the bat and just go from there.
What do you like to do?
I like to watch just a little bit, just to get an idea of what I'm up against, and then from then on, I leave it up to my coaches to get me through learning the game plan and get me to the fight.
Yeah, that's how I worked. Maybe about 30 minutes in the beginning, and that's it.
Beginning of camp, early of camp, and then maybe once right before the fight.
Both girls are really trying to use that jab to get on the inside.
Yeah, they're both using it well. Zoila looks like she's got a little bit better head movement. They're both scoring low kicks, checking and returning. So far, good technical fight.
Yeah, I like how Zoila's really using that double jab to get on the inside, but I'm a low kicker. I'd like to see her really throw a low kick after that double jab.
Yeah, I think if she throws that low kick, she's going to stop Daniela from moving forward with those heavy punches.
And there was Graf with an outside low kick.
Ooh, hey.
Only one glory fight for Graf. She lost in the first round of the Women's Grand Prix Super Bantamweight tournament that Tiffany Van Soos ended up winning. Says she wants to enter another tournament, win it, and then challenge you. The best laid plans, right?
Yep.
She's got to get through Frausto first, known as the Warrior Princess.
There's that double jab.
Good. She's using it to find her distance. She can work her way in a little bit better. I think she can find a big shot. Ooh, nice left kick there.
She's constantly switching stances, but she's a lot more aggressive from her orthodox stance.
Yeah, she's standing solid in the pocket.
Oh, and a right hand.
A big one.
A right hand by Graf. Stunned Frausto for a second. Best punch of the fight by far.
Definitely. She took that like a champ.
Entertaining opening round here in downtown LA. Let's take a closer look at both of these fighters, and we start with Daniela Graf. Actually, we'll start with Zoila Frausto.
Zoila's known to be a pressure fighter, and she's very technical, very smart, and has a lot of experience behind her. And her 4-0 record doesn't really show her experience. And she even has a loss to former UFC champion Miesha Tate in Strikeforce.
Yeah, Zoila's definitely experienced. Like I said, she's been doing women's MMA and combat sports for a long time. So she's trained with the best and she's fought the best. So, like I said, just because she's got only a few fights in Muay Thai and striking, she's a full, well-rounded combat athlete.
Yeah, and you can see with Daniela Graf, she's that really forward pressure fighter, and she's really trying to use those low kicks to slow down that movement and that double jab of Frausto.
Round 2, Daniela Graf said she wanted to be a police officer in Germany, but was not tall enough. She was kickboxing to get into shape. Before she knew it, she was fighting professionally.
Zoila's looking good, more linear punches.
Yeah, she's throwing everything straight. I'd like her to throw her right hand after that double jab.
Yeah, she's finding the distance. She's got to pull the trigger and let it go. got her windows down.
Yeah, the Graf's corner is complaining because you're not allowed to push in Glory.
Solid on that double jab.
Both these women landing some vicious punches.
I'd like to see Daniela use her head movement a little bit more to get inside.
Yeah, Daniela really doesn't use too much head movement, but she just keeps coming forward. But she's got to go back to her low kicks, in my opinion.
Zoila fighting out of that switch stance. She's been using that a lot tonight.
Don't hold it.
Tiffany, who did you give round 1 to? How's this fight being scored?
It was really close. I would say Zoila had the first part of the round, and then Daniela started to rally a little bit towards the end, landed that big right hand, so it's pretty close.
Yeah, and Zoila's really picking it up and doing well in this second round.
Looking at our total strikes from our strike metrics, it's very close. Frausto with 31 strikes landed, Graf with 34.
Yeah. Frausto really needs to stay with those straight punches. In my opinion, she doesn't need to get into these scrappy exchanges.
No, definitely. She had her best moments when she was staying on the outside and moving her head.
Yeah, she needs to circle a little bit more with those angles. Maybe let that right hand fly a little bit more.
Ooh, Daniela moving forward now, using those heavy hands. Big knee.
Graf's jab is interesting. It's almost a running jab. She runs in with her left hand extended.
Yeah, definitely. It's how she's negating that reach advantage that Zoila has. She's still getting it in.
And again, both women landing power punches.
Ooh, they're swinging for the fences.
Frausto loading up with that left.
They both had some good shots landing in those exchanges, but they're forgetting about their kicks. Frausto has a good left kick that's been doing some damage.
She's turning it into a boxing match. Both these girls throwing heavy hands.
And just to think, this time last year, Tiffany, there was no women's Glory kickboxing division. How satisfying is this for you to sit here and watch?
Man, it's fantastic to see the women in the Glory ring.
They are leaving it all out there tonight. Not for the faint of heart.
I'm liking that left kick from Frausto. It's doing a lot of damage.
Finding a home. Notice the bruising on the outside of Daniela's leg as well. She's been eating a lot of low kicks. Wondering if they're starting to take the toll. Still seems to be moving forward.
Another close round as they swing to the final bell. Graf appears to be wilting a little bit, as you mentioned, Tiffany. 2 rounds in the book.
Excellent second round for Frausto.
Yeah, I would definitely give the second round to Zoila. She was more aggressive, seemed to land the bigger shots. She got clipped by a few as well, but overall I think she was the aggressor.
And here's that final exchange, Joe.
Yeah, there was a lot of punches being thrown and not very technical ones, but it seems that Zoila's kicks seem to be doing most of the damage in that round. She landed some good left kicks and a lot of good straight punches, but she's surprising me by staying in the pocket and exchanging where usually I would have expected her to use a little bit more distance and movement on the outside.
Body kicks working all day. Don't let her jam you. Keep her at the end of your power. Okay? Breathe and relax. You can't let her. Knock it down! Take us out! 3 minutes, you gotta take this round.
That was Kieran Fitzgibbons, the coach for Frausto. Said to keep working off the jab, I believe. Seems like pretty good advice. The jab has been working well for the Warrior Princess.
But the key to that is work off the jab. She can't just double jab and stop. She's got to mix in her kicks and maybe her straight right.
Good timing on that left kick.
Nice body kick, and here comes a couple of punches straight down Route 1. Those straight punches are working well for Frausto.
Definitely, she made Daniela look like a Pez dispenser with a couple of those.
Snapping that head back, and there's another one.
And Frausto threw straight punches after that kick because she knows Graf's coming in, so she's walking right into beautiful straight punches.
Stop!
Round 3 of 3. Only 3 rounds in Glory non-title fights to get the job done. So about 2.5 minutes to go here.
Nice solid jab there. She needs to follow that up.
This is still a very important round. You could have given Graf the first round, Frausto the second, and could be up to this third and final round.
Spinning back fist, nobody home.
Ooh, big uppercut.
Graf wants to be a contender in this division, needs to win this fight. Round 3 appears to be essential for the German.
Okay, just not almost finding a home for that uppercut. Big left hand.
Frausto's corner calling for a flying knee.
Well, there's that split second in the clinch where both girls aren't really utilizing the knees. They're clinching up, and there's not really, Daniela was throwing the knees a lot more in the first 2 rounds.
And Tiffany, what would your advice be right now to Daniela Graf if she wants to win this 3rd round?
So she needs to set it up. She's just kind of moving forward and eating everything Zoila's throwing at her. You know, credit to her toughness and you know, tenacity to keep coming forward and eating these punches.
Look at these bombs from Frausto.
She's got to get her hands up, man.
Daniela's still even landing bombs in those exchanges. It's not just Frausto landing.
Yeah, man, she's finding a home every once in a while.
50 seconds to go. The women's bantamweight division is
Daniela's showing promise, looking like she could steal the round back maybe.
It's alive and well for sure. An entertaining scrap here, our 2nd on the Glory Super Fight Series.
Graf just keeps countering back.
Both these ladies just slugging it out.
It's a bite your mouthpiece down and go at it type of fight.
I'm not sure if any body punches were thrown. Both girls are just headhunting with straight punches.
There's the
big
knee.
From Zoila.
Oh,
big left.
I think Daniela's
10
hurt.
seconds left. I think she's hurt. That might have sealed the round and the fight for Zoila.
I think Daniela's
Let's see if she's
liver.
got anything left. Any big shots? Any surprises? No, wow.
Fantastic
big finish.
action.
Fantastic finish to a very, very exciting fight.
Zoila Frausto's Glory debut, a very entertaining one, as she and Daniela Graf with 3 blistering rounds. And when you look at the fight metrics, it is extremely close. Frausto with 97 total strikes landed, Graf with 94, Joe.
Super close.
So a lot of the it was the damage of Frausto that really stole her the fight. And when she was landing her straight punches, you can kind of see Daniela's head get rocked. And in that 3rd and final round, looked like Frausto found her liver, which made Daniela kind of slow down.
Frausto finished strong, but did Graf do enough early work to get the decision? We'll find out next. Congratulations to Cedric Doumbé, our new welterweight champion of the world, but let's focus in on this fight. 3 fantastic rounds between these super bantamweights. What did you see in this contest, Tiffany?
You know, I saw the ladies leaving it all out there once again, you know, proving that we deserve to be here and that we're here to fight. You know, both girls hung in there tough, landed some big shots, did some damage, but I think at the end of the fight, it was Zoila's overall aggression, and she managed to find a home in that 3rd round and land a lot of big shots.
And Joseph, was Graf perhaps a little too one-dimensional in this fight?
Yeah, she only came forward and wasn't really moving her head off center line, ate a lot of straight punches, and really gave up on her low kicks, which she really likes to throw.
So now for the official decision. Will it be Frausto in her Glory debut or Daniela Graf? Here's Tim Hughes.
It was a lot about the punches in this fight. Both girls really exchanged a lot of punches back and forth, and both of them were really headhunting and really focusing on trying to land those straight punches.
Strikes absorbed, Graf eaten more of them, about 21 total, body and legs. Not a lot of low kicks, a lot of headshots, that's for sure. Now to Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we go to the judges' scorecard. Here now are the totals: 30-27, 30-27, and 29-28, all for your winner by unanimous decision, Zoila Frausto.
So congratulations to the Warrior Princess, who is now 1-0. And Tiffany, could she be a contender in this division?
Yeah, definitely. I noticed the weigh-in weight, though. It was I know the super bantamweight division is 122 pounds. Both the girls were over the limit. I don't know if because it wasn't the tournament or whatever. But, yeah, definitely, you know, Zoila is a contender.
Joseph, your final thoughts on Zoila Frausto's performance?
Well, I think she looked impressive, and there's a lot of good matchups in that super bantamweight division. She can really stir things up, and I'd just like to see her be a little bit more active than she has in the past, so hopefully we see her soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, last year, Glory Sports International introduced a women's division, the Super Bantamweight division, with a Grand Prix tournament that ran throughout the year. And in December, we crowned our first ever women's champion in Oberhausen. She is now the Super Bantamweight champion of the world, Tiffany Van Soest.
They call me the time bomb because it's only a matter of time before I go off.
Now, Glory Bantamweight Grand Prix Tournament champion, Tiffany Van Soest.
This is for anybody who ever had a doubt. This is for anybody who ever thought they couldn't. This is for you guys. You can do what you set your mind to. Just follow your heart.
I am standing with your champion, Tiffany Time Bomb Van Soest, as we give her her beautiful belt that she won in Germany. Tiffany, that belt looks beautiful on you, I have to say. Take us back to that night in Germany when you became champion.
Man, that night was incredible. I did something I never did before. I fought in a tournament, 2 fights in one night. And not only that, I made history by winning this beautiful belt and becoming the first ever Glory Women's World Champion. And the feeling was just indescribable. You can see from my totally cheeseball moment at the end, I'm crying, but it was pure joy. It was a lot of hard work coming into fruition, and it was a moment that I'll definitely remember for the rest of my life.
As it should be. And how does it feel to bring the title back to Southern California?
It feels good. The belt's been getting a lot of love, a lot of friends and family and all my teammates. So I'm really proud to be able to bring this back to Southern California.
I know I don't speak for myself when I say we are very excited to watch you fight again. What is next for the Time Bomb?
I think I'm going to get back in the cage and give that another go and then defend this belt.
We love to hear that. Congratulations, you look beautiful tonight. And everybody give it up one more time for your champion.
Tiffany Van Soest, the hometown hero. Can't wait to see her back in action very soon. Hey, still to come on the Glory Superfight Series, it's a big boy showdown as the Slovakian giant Tomáš Možný will look to beat down the Brazilian brawler, Jonata Denise. But first, our middleweight super fight. That is Warren Thompson, who promises to knock out Mike Lemaire tonight and says if I don't knock him out, he'll knock me out. Someone's going down. We'll find out who next. Don't miss it.
All right, Novo, it is time now for the middleweights. And first to make his way to the Glory ring, he was with us at Glory 32 in Virginia and is set to make his 5th Glory start in LA. He is Warren Thompson.
Straight out of the ATL, the Dirty South, Warren Thompson, the 10th ranked middleweight in Glory. He has not won a Glory contest, Joe, but says, listen, I'm tired of losing. I have become obsessed with this sport now. I'm in the gym every day for 5 hours. I am now unstoppable.
Warren is one of those guys. He might be 0-4, but he will fight anyone, anywhere, anytime. He's coming off of a knockout loss to Zinedine Hemerlane, but he took that fight on 24 hours notice, and he's fighting in a weight class ahead. So he's constantly taking fights above weight, but he feels he's best suited for the middleweight division, and this is where he's going to show he's most dominant.
He's got that thick Southern accent, kind of a Stone Cold Steve Austin mentality. I'm quoting here, says he's going to stomp a mud hole in Mike Lemaire tonight.
This man gained the attention of Glory scouts by winning the Road to Glory tournament back in 2013 with 3 fights in one night. He is Mike Lemaire.
And you're about to see one of the best physiques in all of Glory. This man is chiseled, and according to his opponent, Warren Thompson, he has the best hair in all of Glory. Joe, I know you take umbrage to that comment.
Yeah, he does have some good hair. He is pretty ripped. And he actually has a pretty cool weigh-in picture with someone. You guys had a stare down, I heard.
We had a stare down. They made me take my shirt off. I'll spare your eyes from having to see that. Me and my dad bod head-to-head with Mike Lemaire. But this guy is 3-3 in Glory. He's alternated wins and losses. He won his last contest. How does he avoid losing this one?
Well, it's Mike Lemaire being a little bit more active. I want to see Mike Lemaire really show that he's improved his boxing. He took a little layoff in the Glory ring. His last fight was at Glory 30 against Carl Roberson, but he's really looking to find consistency in the Glory ring, and it starts with a big win against Warren.
Here is our tale of the tape in the middleweight division. Mike Lemaire versus Warren Thompson, an All-American battle. 1 year older is Thompson, an inch taller, about a half a pound heavier than the man from San Diego, America's finest city.
And both of these guys are very similar when it comes to professional experience, but the key to this fight is both of these guys really finding consistency. If these guys want to stay in the Glory ring, they need to find consistency, and Warren Thompson needs to find his first win.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, this middleweight matchup scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds. Introducing first, standing on my right and fighting out of the black corner. He is a North American tournament champion, went undefeated as an amateur, and as a professional carries a record of 13 wins with 8 losses, 1 draw, 3 of those wins by knockout. He stands 6 feet 2 inches tall, 1.88 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at 186.5 pounds, 84.6 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Atlanta, Georgia, here is Warren the Destroyer Thompson. His opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, this Southern California stand-up, stand-out, carries with him a career resume of 21 fights consisting of 18 wins and 3 losses, 8 of those wins by knockout. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall, 1.86 meters, and he weighed in at 185.5 pounds, 84.3 kilos. He's here tonight in LA, fighting out of San Diego, California. Here is Mike Lemaire. And the referee in charge of this bout, Big John McCarthy.
Mike, gentlemen, gone over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. Fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them down. Good luck to both of you.
Nice to see Big John McCarthy in a Glory ring. And Joe, I guess we shouldn't expect too much technique in this brawl.
I can expect both of these guys to really put the heat on early.
A smaller ring, Joe. What does that mean?
Well, that means
middleweights?
A lot more activity, and this is what both of these guys need to do. And in their past fights and the fights that they've been losing, they haven't been active enough. And so both of these guys really need to show their activity and see who can outpoint and outscore the other.
Warren Thompson telling us it won't go the distance either way. He refuses to see this go the full 3 rounds, and that's just fine with Mike Lemaire, who predicts a knockout of his own.
It's actually Warren Thompson that's being the pressure fighter right now. He's really trying to control that center of the ring.
Lemaire in the white gloves, Thompson in the black. A couple of body kicks there from Lemaire.
Mike Lemaire's really looking at that right low kick. He's thrown it about 2 or 3 times now, and they've done good damage. But Thompson keeps putting pressure on with his punches.
Thompson promised to be aggressive. He has been, but it hasn't been effective aggressiveness the first minute and a half of this fight.
Well, he's getting him against the ropes, and that's where he needs to keep him. But Mike Lemaire's doing a good job at countering with his low kick. But this is where Thompson needs to be. Mix up levels with his punches and look to attack that body.
Body kick there from Lemaire. And a right hand staggers Lemaire. He's backed up against the corner. Putting his guard up, but I don't know, the damage may have been done here.
Lemaire's either got to move or clinch up. Don't stay in that mid-punch range.
Thompson with some home run swings here.
That's what Thompson needs to do. Keep putting that pressure. But Lemaire, keep throwing those low kicks.
Lemaire handled that onslaught pretty well. At least it appears so right now.
One of his biggest traits is very durable. He's fought guys like Joe Schilling, Casey Green, Rob Thomas, Jacoby, Barrett. He's fought a lot of top middleweight contenders.
Still trying to find his balance is Lemaire. And as Thompson perhaps punched himself out a little bit.
He needs to kind of regroup here, maybe move around, kind of catch his breath, but he needs to stay active with those punches. That's his key to victory. He landed a good right hand as Lemaire exited.
30 seconds to go in a wild first round.
Looks like Lemaire recovered.
Let go.
But he seems to be losing a lot of power in his kicks.
A solid opening round for Warren Thompson, who's determined to shake off that losing streak. Round 1 appears to go in his book. Let's take a closer look at these two fighters, and we'll start with San Diego's Mike Lemaire, Joe.
Mike Lemaire made his way to glory by winning a 2013 Road to Glory tournament where he had to fight 3 wins in one night. And that gave him his chance to really show himself at Glory 9 where he fought Wayne Barrett. And from there he's gone 3-3. But he comes from a good Muay Thai background with Melcher Minor, who's known for his power kicks. And he was actually on a show called Sport Science where he showed how powerful his kicks really are.
Lemaire was actually born in France but then relocated to San Diego. As for Warren Thompson, he likes the left hook.
Yeah, he's thrown some good power hooks today, but he's that pressure fighter, and as you can see in that first round, he does like to fight more with his heart than his brain.
When asked to describe his style, he's kind of a, hey, here, hold my beer for a second type of fighter. Let's get down and dirty. In round 1, a good one for Warren Thompson. Round 2, Thompson in the black gloves, Lemaire in the white.
Can Thompson keep that pressure up? I want to see Mike Lemaire keep using those low kicks, though. That's his best weapon so far in this fight.
I want to welcome those of you watching around the world on UFC Fight Pass. This is Glory Kickboxing's opening card of 2017. We're live in downtown Los Angeles at the Novo Arena.
Mike Lemaire seems to have really lost that power in his shot. Both guys seem to want to see that left hook.
Step back.
Look at the strikes absorbed there. 35 to the head for Lemaire.
Let go. Step back. Fight. Let go.
Is Thompson relying too much on his hands and his punching power, though, Joe?
I would like to see him mixing some kicks. I'm not sure if he really threw any kicks, but he's staying in the pocket exchanging. And this is how he's going to gas him out. I'd like to see him put a combination together, maybe exit, let Lemaire move a little bit. Lemaire's staying really tight. It's really hard to get a knockout when Lemaire's really tight holding his head.
Thompson claims to be a man's man, hunts for his food, only eats meat that he's killed himself, Joe.
Yeah, that's very impressive. I think Joe Rogan is also one of those guys who really hunts and eats all his meats.
How was your experience on the Joe Rogan Experience podcast?
That was honestly a bucket list for me to sit there and talk 3 hours with Joe Rogan about kickboxing, and everything about fighting.
Joe Rogan in the building here tonight, in fact, I believe. A minute to go in round 2, another competitive round. But Thompson may have the edge so far. What's Lemaire need to do different?
This round's looking better for Lemaire, but Lemaire just needs to stay active and keep moving. He can't keep backing himself up against the ropes. That's what Warren Thompson wants. Lemaire needs to use a little bit more movement on the outside like he started round 1.
Lemaire with 8 wins by knockout in his 18 victories. As for Thompson, he has 13 wins, 3 by knockout. So not necessarily proficient knockout artists, although they both predicted one here tonight.
That's better for Lemaire. Don't just stay there. Lemaire's too comfortable keeping his back against the ropes. He's successful when he's using his footwork, using angles, and using that low kick.
A more competitive round 2 between Thompson and Lemaire. Uppercut there from Thompson connects. Nice combination. Who wins that round, Joe? It was close.
You know what? I'm going to give it based on the damage, and with cumulative damage of that low kick, you can already see Thompson limping back to the corner. So I'm going to give it 1 round apiece. Lemaire's got to keep up with that movement and activity, but Warren Thompson, if he's going to just stick to his punches, keep going and keep throwing. This is what Warren Thompson's been doing most of this fight, really trying to back Lemaire up against the ropes and mix in punches, but he's headhunting. In my opinion, he needs to hit that body, then go to the head, maybe mix in a kick or 2.
Sometimes it's about visuals, Joe, and when judges look there and Lemaire is backing up into the ropes time and time again as Thompson's throwing punches, whether they're connecting flush or not, it's not a good look.
No, it's that aggressiveness, it's that constant activity. That's why Lemaire needs to circle out, move out. Don't be too comfortable against the ropes.
It is our 3rd and final round, and they come out swinging. It's a very close fight. Could very well hinge on what happens in round number 3. Lemaire, at 30 years old, says he still hasn't reached his potential, is just entering his prime.
Lemaire was one of those fighters that really didn't have a big amateur career coming up. He only had 8 amateur fights. He went 8-0 with 8 knockouts, and he jumped right into the pro rankings. And
whoa, and a right hand connects from Thompson.
And he went almost right into the glory, so he really hasn't had a time to develop into a glory fighter. But now he needs to find his consistency in the ring if he wants to stay here.
And look at the strikes landed. Thompson with 21 more shots connecting.
Like you said earlier, Todd, it's that aggressiveness, but are those low kicks of Lemaire doing damage? Are the refs looking at as cumulative damage?
Spectacular offense, one of the judging criterias. Would you consider low kicks to be spectacular offense?
That would be just a regular scoring strike. Spectacular, you're looking more at high kicks, spinning back fist, spinning hook kicks.
Flying knee.
Flying knee.
At least had to get one in there, Joe.
Well, you've been training more kickboxing now, so.
I've been to some cardio kickboxing classes. I know it all now.
Yeah, Thompson's not liking those low kicks. That's why he brought his hands down, and that's how you know they're bothering him, and he really wants to unbalance Lemaire.
But this is where Thompson does his best work, when Lemaire's backed up against the ropes. Blood now coming out of Lemaire's nose.
Good check on Thompson. He knows Lemaire's going for that low kick.
And a right hand, an overhand right from Thompson. If Thompson had his way, this would just be a straight boxing contest.
Hands are free, go!
According to fight metrics, Warren has only thrown 6 kicks where Lemaire has thrown 30.
Well, you do what works, and for Thompson, power punches have worked.
Hold on, hands are free, go!
I'd like to see Lemaire be active for this last 40 seconds.
And Lemaire is just winded right now. Not much behind those kicks at all, Joe.
Now you can see that Thompson's blocking those kicks. That's the time for Lemaire to mix up high kicks, mix up left kicks like he just did. He can't over-focus. Thompson knows what he's doing.
Wait. Oh, hold, Mike. Let go, your hands are free. Stop.
So Warren Thompson, perhaps 10 seconds away from his first ever victory in Glory, and he's going to throw a few big right hands on the way out.
And that would be a good victory to put on his first win.
And there's a flying knee from Thompson. A very entertaining contest in the middleweight division. Lemaire thinks he's won it. Thomas does too, Joe. What say you?
Well, this is going to be, in my opinion, it's that pressure fighting of Warren Thompson that stole him that victory. Although those low kicks of Lemaire did well, I don't think they did enough damage to steer the judges.
That's Joseph Valtellini. We'll hear from Tim Hughes in the official decision next. Warren Thompson just yelling to the crowd, "Are you entertained?" Yes, we were, dare I say, Joe.
Yeah, both of those guys put on a good performance. They showed an improvement in their activity, which they haven't really shown in the past, but it seemed like it was Thompson that really controlled the center of the ring, kept Lemaire against the ropes, and unleashed a lot of boxing and headshots. But Lemaire is saying they didn't land, but that was a right hand that landed from Thompson, and this is where he just kept putting on that pressure with his boxing. And at round after round, I believe according to Fight Metrics, he's only thrown 6 punches, but it was all that forward constant pressure I'm sure the judges were looking at as aggressiveness and clean scoring strikes.
Here are the final Fight Metrics statistics. Punches, not even close. 185 thrown by Thompson, but only 12 kicks.
No knees, and you can see how Mike Lemaire really used a little bit more of that Muay Thai background and mixing up his strike selection.
I think they missed a knee there at the end of the third round. A flying knee from Warren Thompson. Strikes absorbed. Wow. Mike Lemaire's going to need some Advil after this one. 102 shots absorbed to the head. For the official decision, we send it into the ring, and Tim Hughes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of kickboxing, we once again go to the judges' scorecard. Here are the totals. Judge Crail and Judge Denkin score the bout 29-28. Judge Cobian scores it 30-27. All 3 for your winner by unanimous decision, Warren Thompson.
Congratulations to Warren Thompson. Gets his first victory in Glory. He dedicated this performance to his 2-year-old daughter, Sadie, and his 2-month-old baby, Sawyer. So, Sadie and Sawyer, your dad did it tonight. An impressive win over Mike Lemaire.
Yeah, he finally has that pressure off of him. Maybe now he can relax a little bit and really set himself in this Glory ring. Try to get comfortable now that big he has that win on his back, and he can kind of settle in and have a good Glory career.
Take a deep breath, inhale, exhale, go kill your dinner for tomorrow night, and get back in the ring and train for your next Glory fight. That's on the agenda, I can assure you, for Warren Thompson out of Atlanta, Georgia.
You're back, baby. Middleweight debut. That's a 30-pound weight cut. Wait till I get used to it. You saw that big punch power round 1. That's what stole the fight. Had him hurt. Have a torn MCL still fought. No kicking from me. Unboxing.
Coming up next, heavy hitters. There's Jonata Denise out of Brazil taking on Tomas Mosny, the Slovakian giant. Will his superior technique end it, or will it be the Brazilian brawler who gets the edge? It's a heavyweight contest, and it's coming up next.
Against Matt Embry. And behind me, Robin is preparing for his match. As you can see, he's very, very powerful. He seems calm. Everyone is ready for this. See what happens.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get the heavyweights into the Glory ring next. His Glory highlight reel includes a knockout of Igor Yurgevich at Glory 12 New York, and he comes to LA on a 6-fight win streak. Here comes Jonata Denise.
This is not the music that I would associate with Jonata Denise. who told us, when asked to explain his style, I am a brawler.
He's one of those guys that, again, didn't have a chance to develop in the Glory ring. He was thrown right into his early professional career against fighters like Daniel Guida. He's fought Rico Verhoeven. Going the distance with both of those guys is a huge career success.
I feel like I want to dance, Joe.
I'm hoping it picks up.
Slow dance. Yeah, maybe it's just a calm before the storm. Yonata Denise, 25 years old. Lost a fight when he was a kid on the street. Said he got beat up down in Brazil. Said never again. Went into a gym, and look where he's come. To glory.
He hasn't fought since Glory 15 Istanbul, where he fought Hesti Gergis. He has a TKO loss against Gergis, where Gergis was able to overwhelm him, but he's developed a lot. He's been training with Team Hemmers and Nicky Hemmers, and definitely he's been improving, and this is a perfect fight for him to really establish himself back in the heavyweight division if he wants to make himself a top contender.
And he is certainly a brawler. Comes in with a knockout ratio of 64%. 10 of his 14 victories coming by way of knockout. That song never picked up, by the way, Joe.
This European big man is coming off an extra round victory in Copenhagen last year. Here is Tomas Mosny.
There we go. Picking up the pace a little bit as the 6'7.5" Slovakian giant, the 14th ranked heavyweight in the world today, makes his way to the ring, and he is a much more technical fighter than the Brazilian brawler.
Yeah, you're gonna see him kind of stay long, use long punches, keep people at distance, and for a very tall guy with those long limbs, he really uses them really well, and he'll kick you from, with this smaller ring tonight, he's going to be able to kick Yonata from halfway across the ring, and he's known for those high kicks, so expect a lot of flashy kicks from him.
But at the same time, there's not a lot of room to move, especially for heavyweights. Does that give the Brazilian an edge?
Well, that's what the Brazilian needs to do. Yonata needs to come in and pressure fight and get his head on the inside, really use his boxing and his low kicks, where Mosny's going to want to keep him away. Throw front kicks, throw jabs, and mix in knees.
Here's our tail of the tape for this heavyweight feature bout. Tomas Mosny out of Slovakia, Yonata Denise out of Brazil. They're both 25 years old. Height and weight, a pretty big advantage for Tomas Mosny.
And when it comes to professional experience, it's Mosny that has more fights, not by much, but it's Yonata that has that experience against those top heavyweights. Like I said earlier, he's gone the distance with fighters like Daniel Guida and Rico Verhoeven.
Once again, ladies and gentlemen, we're scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the Glory heavyweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the black corner. This two-time world champion made his debut all the way back at Glory 2 Brussels. His professional record, 14 wins with 5 losses, 10 of those 14 wins coming by way of knockout. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, 1.92 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at an even 244 pounds, 110.8 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Curitiba, Brazil, here is Yonata Denise. His opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, a WKU European and world champion. His professional record, 17 wins with 4 losses, 1 bout scored even, 6 of those wins by knockout. He stands 6 feet 7.5 inches, 2.02 meters, and he weighed in at 252.5 pounds, 114.6 kilos. Fighting tonight out of Slovakia, he is the Slovakian giant, Tomas Mosny. And your referee for this contest is Blake Grice.
Come here, gentlemen. You both know the rules. I do expect you to follow them. We will have a clean fight, you understand? Touch him up, back up, good luck.
Yonata Denise, out of Brazil, wearing the black gloves. Tomas Mosny from Slovakia, wearing the white. Small ring, big heavyweights. Here we go.
You ready? You ready? Back up just a bit. Fight!
Joe, what are we going to see here? Give us your prediction.
And we're going to see Mosny really using those long, straight weapons like that jab, where Yanita's going to want to come in like he's doing now, try to use his boxing and his low kicks. He's got good hands and good low kicks. That's a Hemmer's gym specialty.
Denise out of Curitiba, Brazil, one of the world's most famous fighting cities, and it's produced a stereotypical Curitiba style, which is a super aggressive approach with fighters going all out from the opening bell.
And you're going to see that he's a good pressure fighter, and that's what he's doing. He's really staying on the inside. He's super durable. But Mosny's really using good punches, and he throws in combinations. You're going to see him. He fights like he's a lightweight.
Huge knee.
He's going to mix in punches and knees, and being the taller fighter against the pressure fighter, he needs to mix those knees to the head.
And it appears Mosny got clipped there. That might have been a knockdown. Used the ropes to stand up, and he's grabbing at it again. And Denise going in for the kill.
And he's cornering him off really well. That's what he needs to do. Get inside, hit the body, mix the low kick.
We'll have to see that replay at the end of the round to see if that was a knockdown. It was extremely close. And Mosny again slipped on some of the signage there. I thought maybe he was clipped, lost his balance a bit. Round one, though, not going well for the Slovakia.
No, he keeps staying with his back. He needs to keep circling, establish that distance. And then mix in those combinations. He does really well when he's attacking, so he needs to stay active.
Nice head kick with the left.
You're going to see him. His left high kick is one of his best weapons, and he even has a high kick that knockout on Facebook that has over 1 million views. Yanata's looking for that right hand. But a good strategy being the shorter fighters, mixing the body attacks. Keep up with those low kicks.
Put some water in the basement, as Teddy Atlas always says. Mosny with a 1-2-3 that connects. Nice combination, but Denise got him. The Slovakian giant is down.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You good? Walk to me, please. Walk to me.
Can Denise close the show here? 10 seconds to go in round one.
His pressure fighting's paying off. He's not letting Mosny establish his distance in straight punches. Keep the pressure.
Right out of it. Stop.
And Mosny continues to grab the top rope. Why would a fighter do that besides perhaps just trying to stay balanced?
Well, it's tough because he's trying to throw his kicks or he's trying to throw an attack. But Denise keeps pressuring forward, so he's keep pushing his weight back and he's stumbling back to the ropes, and being so tall, he's just able to grab the top.
Let's go back to that moment early in round one where it appeared that Mosny went down. Joe, your thoughts?
Let me see the shot here. I think we have a look at the knockdown, which he clips him with his right hand, and he just kept that pressure coming forward, and Mosny lost his footwork behind him. Good pressure fighting for Denise. Needs to keep that up in that second round.
Denise is on a 6-fight win streak, including 5 knockouts. He is peaking at the right time, and Mosny needs a big U-turn here if he wants to hang in there. The Brazilian brawler has been doing just that. A fantastic round one for him.
He seems to be really looking for that right hand. But the strategy for Denise is when they break now, it's before Denise enters. He needs to throw and jab now, jab now. Don't wait too long. He's waiting a little too long to throw his jab. And he was successful with his knees, so maybe mix a knee when Denise is too close to throw a straight punch.
And Mosny almost turning away, which can be extremely dangerous. Always want to face your opponent. That Superman punch just missed from Mosny.
But it's those knees that seem to be doing good damage. Denise has that high guard shield, Dutch style high guard, and that's a perfect opportunity for Mosny to throw knees right up the middle.
Has Denise almost lured Mosny into fighting his style at this point?
That's basically what it is. Mosny's not really using his footwork and his distance. That's what he needs to keep doing, but he's backing himself right into the corner.
Calling that a slip.
Yonata is finding the low kick. You're going to see him starting to use his low kick a little bit more. Well, he should anyway.
There he goes on that front left leg of Mosny. And again, he's in the corner. That's not where you want to be against someone like Yonata Denise.
He's just waiting too long. When he throws on the outside in a longer range, he needs to keep the knees at the end of his punch.
Nice 1-2 from Mosny, followed it up with the left hook. And again, back in the corner is the Slovakian. And that's where Denise wants him. Against the ropes, in the corner, just not in the middle of the ring.
There's that left high kick. We need to get Mosny more active. There we go. Put those 1-2-3 kick combinations. Keep mixing the knees after the punch. That's his best strategy. Punch to knees.
This is Mosny's first trip to the United States. Said after tonight he looks forward to taking his wife out on the town, girlfriend rather, and maybe go dancing, enjoy salsa dancing. Not sure how those legs are going to work though after this contest.
He's having a better round, but still not doing enough damage or enough threat to slow Denise down.
There's a high kick. And like you said, when Denise stops throwing punches, that's when Mosny can really pick him apart. Round 2 better for Mosny, but was it good enough to win it?
My opinion, not good enough. Mosny keeps backing himself into the corner, not throwing enough, and it seems like Denise is doing a lot more damage, and you got to remember, inflicted damage is the second criteria, and he seems to be doing some good damage with his right hand and a lot of inside low kicks.
Joe, was that a knockdown?
It's very tough to tell because those inside low kicks really, when your weight's planted on them, it's very easy to swipe the leg out. I'm going to call it a slip, to be honest. It didn't look like it crippled him enough to be a knockdown. But he still needs to keep up, be more active with those in this third round.
According to Joe, Thomas Mosny needs at least a knockdown, if not a knockout. How likely is that?
Well, it looks like Denise is pressure fighting. If Mosny keeps his distance and mixes in that left high kick that he's known for, he could really surprise Denise.
Fight out of it. Fight!
The game plan has worked very well for the Brazilian. Try and turn this into a brawl.
Let's see what adjustments Mosny's corner has him doing. He did throw a knee earlier. Maybe it's to keep throwing those knees up the middle. But he's just not active enough.
There's those leg kicks we were mentioning. It's Denise with a 23-4 advantage.
And that's what makes it really hard for Mosny to punch. Because Denise doing a good job at attacking that legs, it really slows the output of Denise, of Mosny.
There's a knee. A little bit of some different offense from the Slovakian.
Turn around. Turn around. Let's go. Fight!
You notice all the blood on the canvas. It came from one of our undercard fights. The fighter's shin got cut open and was bleeding profusely.
It's those shin to shins. That's what makes kickboxing so exciting live. You can hear those shins clash from upstairs in the balcony.
Again, we're at the Novo Theater. The ring is on a stage. And all the world's a stage for Yonata Denise.
And this is small rings really helping him out. Mosley has nowhere to go, and he's staying right against the rope.
Stop! Break! Fight!
And again, a head kick from Denise just about 3 inches away. A swiping right just missed. A minute to go now for Mosley to find something special in his arsenal, and he does have a unique arsenal, Joe.
Yeah, he does throw awkward things, and he has that short left high kick, quick knees you don't see, so he has the potential to knock Denise out, but doesn't look like Denise is giving him enough distance to throw any of those.
Mosley back into the corner again. Denise loves this. Wants to make it a phone booth fight if he can. Interesting, a spinning, was that a spinning low kick?
Yeah, he's doing a spinning heel kick to the leg. That's one of my favorite fighters, the late Andy Hoogs. Great weapon.
And the right hand knocked Denise off balance, although he appeared to have blocked the punch. So a decent round for Mosley. Did he win it? We don't know. Did he win the fight? Highly unlikely. Yonata Denise with an impressive performance here in Los Angeles. He thinks he's won it. The official decision when we return.
Thank you.
Welcome back to downtown Los Angeles, California. Todd Grisham alongside Joseph Valtellini. This heavyweight showdown lived up to the billing, at least for Denise, who turned it into a brawl.
Yeah, he brought a lot of good pressure, and that was his key to success. And he found a good right hand in the first round, gave him a 10-8 round. Started using good low kicks, which really slowed down the output of Mosley. But it was that constant pressure, constantly in the face, kept Tomas against the ropes, and that's what, in my opinion, gave him the fight.
Denise traveled from Brazil to Holland to train for this bout, and it paid off. Look at the punch output. 103 thrown, 44 landed. He also led in the kicks department, which we thought maybe Mosley would do well there, but he did not.
But looking at those strike absorbs, it's Denise that really did good damage with those inside low kicks.
For the official decision, back into the ring, and Tim Hughes.
Ladies and gentlemen, we once again go to the judges' scorecard. Here now are the totals. They score this bout 30-26, 29-27, and 29-27. A unanimous decision for your winner, Yonata Denise.
Welcome back, Yonata Denise, and this was the fight that Denise really needed to get himself back in the winning ways and glory. Like I said earlier, he was thrown into the top contenders like Daniel Kita, Rika Verhoeven, but now he found himself a good training regimen, a good routine, and he's back on his winning ways.
So congratulations to the Brazilian. As for us, the featherweight championship is next.
So I'm going to show it tonight.
Well, excellent. I cannot wait. Regardless of the outcome, this will be a very explosive match. Standing backstage with Canadian Matt Embry as he prepares to take on Robin van Roosmalen. You said that you were ready to show everybody who is the best. How do you plan to do that tonight?
With superior technique and a whole all-round skill set. I'm just better than him, and I'm going to show it.
Everybody talks about his power, but what do you have to say about that?
I got power too, but if he don't hit me, it ain't going to matter, right? Defense is going to win this fight.
Well, we're very excited about it. I cannot wait. Everybody prepare yourselves for this matchup.
Thank you.
This man burst onto the glory stage with 2 knockouts in New Jersey to earn tonight's shot at the belt. Here is Matt Embry.
Matt Embry burst onto the glory scene by winning a contender tournament in his first ever appearance, and he won both of those fights in the same night by knockout, Joe.
It was a spectacular debut for Matt Embry. He came in at Glory 33, New Jersey. And his first fight was against Chi Bin Lim. Knocked him out with a left hook. His second fight, Giga Chikadze, instead of the left hook, he showed he had power in his right hand and knocked Chikadze down with his right hand.
You saw earlier tonight in our opening contest just how good Giga Chikadze is after that massive body shot that put down Leo Pinto. So Chikadze feels like he's the best in this division, but there's no way you're going to tell me you're better than Matt Embry, who just knocked you out in the last time you faced him.
But Chikadze's point was it was a tournament, so he wants to fight Embry fresh. So it's a good fight if Embry's able to win this title tonight.
His 15-fight glory resume reads like a who's who of the world's great lightweights and featherweights. Here is Robin van Roosmalen.
Thank you, far too kind. Can I get an encore? Do you want more? Cook and roll with the Brooklyn boys.
If you've never seen Robin van Roosmalen fight, get ready, ladies and gentlemen. He is a mauler. He is a Mike Tyson with kicks. He never stops moving forward. He is a headhunter. He is a knockout machine.
And he's also the only fighter in Glory to have won the lightweight title as well as the featherweight title. So he was a 2-division champion. Unfortunately, with the weight cut, he wasn't able to have the belt going into this fight, but a solid win for him will still keep him as the #1 contender, which will give him a future title shot.
Mentally, what's his state of mind right now, knowing he's been stripped of the title and tonight he can't win?
You're talking about a professional who's fought the best in the division in lightweight and now the best in the featherweight division. He's a seasoned veteran. I'm sure he's mentally prepared and mentally strong enough to get past this situation.
Here is our tale of the tape. The featherweight championship of the world on the line, at least for Matt Embry tonight. 143 pounds, the weight limit. And it was Robin van Roosmalen who came in 0.8 pounds too heavy. The reach and the height advantage for Matt Embry.
Yeah, he's going to really have to use that height and reach advantage. Robin is known as one of the best pressure fighters in kickboxing. So it's Embry that's really going to have to use his long range, his movement to keep away from van Roosmalen. And you can see here what van Roosmalen is very good at is that forward pressure, and you can see the strikes landed per minute is a very high output by van Roosmalen. He constantly comes forward, he's constantly throwing, and has phenomenal conditioning.
Here are the championship rules. It's longer, it's more fun. 5 rounds, 3 minutes each, punches, kicks, knees, legal strikes, no elbows, throws, or sweeps. 3 knockdowns in a round, 4 in the fight total, and we've got a TKO.
And tonight in Los Angeles, there will be 3 judges scoring each round using the 10-point must system based on the following prioritized criteria, starting with knockdowns. If there's no knockdowns, the fighter who inflicted the most damage will win the round, followed by clean scoring strikes with an emphasis on spectacular techniques. If there's no advantage, we look at aggressiveness.
It is time for your headline super fight of the evening. 5 rounds featuring 2 featherweights with uncanny punching power well beyond the division. Up for grabs, the Glory Featherweight Championship of the World. This bout sanctioned by the California State Athletic Commission. At the opening bell, your referee, Big John McCarthy. From London to LA, Glory fans are celebrating a brand new year of kickboxing. It's time for Glory! Introducing first, Fighting out of the black corner, a two-time North American champion and Glory Contender Tournament champion. His professional record, 39 wins with 7 losses, 18 of those wins by knockout. He stands 5 feet 11 inches tall, 1.80 meters, and he weighed in at fight time at an even 142 pounds, 64.4 kilos. Fighting out of Toronto, Canada, ladies and gentlemen, introducing Matt Maddox Embry. His opponent standing on my left and fighting out of the white corner, a former two-time Glory lightweight world champion. His record, 36 wins with 7 losses, 20 big knockouts on his career resume. At 5 feet 6.5 inches, 1.69 meters, he weighed in at 143.5 pounds, 65.2 kilos. Fighting out of the Netherlands, he's the only man to hold the belt in 2 different weight classes. Here is Robin Pokerface van Roosmalen. And once again, your referee in charge is John McCarthy.
Gentlemen, went over the rules in the back. I want you to protect yourself at all times and obey my commands at all times. Fight hard, but fight clean. If you want to touch gloves, touch them now. Good luck to both of you.
All right, Joe, what's going to be the difference in this contest?
Well, that just stare down got me really hyped up. It's the difference is it's going to be Van Roosmalen looking to pressure fight, where Embry's going to use movement, angles to set up his big power shots that he showed at Glory 33.
At Glory 33, Ruben Van Roosmalen just mowed right through Gabriel Varga. Won a world championship in a featherweight division. He used to hold a lightweight title.
And this small ring plays a big advantage in this fight for Van Roosmalen, as it's going to allow him to easily and use his pressure fighting a little bit more effectively.
Van Roosmalen was somewhat dismissive of Matt Embry's chances, said the first 2 rounds might be competitive, but in the third, he's done.
That's because Robin is a pressure fighter. He's going to keep trying to wear you down. He uses that tight shield defense to get inside. But you can see what Embry's trying to do. He's trying to fight on angles. He's not staying in the pocket. And speaking to him before, he says, everybody fights Robin the way Robin fights, which is staying in the pocket and trying to exchange. So he's going to try to use angles and movement on the outside to avoid that pressure forward fighting.
And that right hand connected there from Van Roosmalen. And now Embry throwing a 1-2.
Yeah, but it's Van Roosmalen doing a good job at using that counter low kick on the inside.
And Joe, full disclosure, you trained Matt Embry at times preparing for this fight. How did he look?
Well, Matt Embry lives about 20 minutes from me, and we were able to, he helped me prepare for my world title fight against the late Mark DeBont, rest in peace. So it was a good opportunity for us to get some training and offer back some of my services.
Van Roosmalen has never taken a backward step in his career, I don't think, at least not willingly. He always comes forward. His style is simple but destructive.
Yeah, he just walks you down. Embry's doing a good job at staying relaxed.
And this is Embry's first world title fight here in Glory, of course, but he's fought some big fights, including Muay Thai legend Sanchai fought him in Thailand in a bare knuckle fight, Joe.
Yeah, they have roped hands, and he barely brought it to Sanchai, which is very impressive. And he said even after winning this, he would love to fight him in the Glory ring.
Sanchai does fight with Glory, undefeated in the Glory promotion.
That's what Robin needs to do. Keep trying to get on the inside and use that low kick and try to follow up with his hands.
Embry with a push kick, creating that distance that he certainly wants. He's taller, longer reach. A pretty good opening salvo for the Canadian.
Yeah, he's doing a good job at staying active on the outside. Both guys have been very similar in power strikes thrown. This round could easily be a draw round.
This is a world title fight, so it goes 5 rounds, ladies and gentlemen, not the normal traditional 3. Plenty of time for both of these men to make up for any mistakes they make early on. And again, if you're just joining us, Van Roosmalen missed weight yesterday by 0.8 pounds. He was stripped of the title. If he wins tonight, he's the #1 contender and will get an immediate title shot. However, if Embry wins, he will become the Glory featherweight world champion.
Regardless who has the belt, and if Robin stays the #1 contender, this is going to show who's the best in the featherweight division. And lately, with a lot of new signings to the featherweight division, like Fabio Pinca, it's really opening up this division and really making it one of my favorite divisions to watch.
So if you're Matt Embry right now, you got to be feeling pretty good. The pressure didn't crack him.
Well, this is when Robin usually picks it up, and this is what makes him very dangerous. He continues to keep this pace and pick the pace up as the fight goes on.
Round 2 of a scheduled 5.
Embry's really using that front kick, and then you see how he steps off with his right foot. He's creating angles, trying to look for those uppercuts.
Van Roosmalen in the white gloves, Matt Embry wearing black.
Embry's really looking at attacking that body. He's throwing a lot more body shots. But Van Roosmalen needs to keep up with those low kicks.
A straight right hand connects, strikes absorbed. Embry has been hit more. Didn't feel that way in round 1. Van Roosmalen is always going to be up in your grill. You just got to deal with it.
Yeah, he keeps coming forward. He's not going to back up. He'll put 5 rounds of constant pressure and volume. Can Embry keep up with that volume? But he's being very calculated with his strikes. He's not throwing everything with power, and he's really setting up that left hook to the body. But what makes Robin so tough to beat is his tight shield defense. Not many punches can land through that guard.
One of Van Roosmalen's best defensive weapons is his chin. He doesn't mind getting hit on the chin if he can hit you in the same place.
But not many land on his chin. It may look like it because his defense, but his defense is very hard to hit and very hard to get on the inside, and that's why you see Matt Embry really trying to attack the body. Van Roosmalen with a nice uppercut himself.
Yeah, snuck in there. Van Roosmalen, trained by his father, Wilhelm, fighting out of the Netherlands. As for Matt Embry, fighting out of Toronto, Canada. Looking to become the 4th Canadian world champion in Glory.
Yeah, Canada has produced some great champions.
One of them sitting to my right, Joseph Valtellini, the former welterweight champion of the world.
Yeah, we had after me, we had Simon Marcus, Gabriel Varga, and Matt Embry really trying to add himself to the list. I'd like to see Robin be a little bit more active, maybe a little bit more counter-punching.
There's some right there, and you can see the left leg of Matt Embry beginning to swell up from those low kicks.
Yeah, that's in his best weapon.
Nice push kick there. Some people think a push kick's only for defense. It can be an offensive weapon too.
Let's see what adjustments Embry's going to make from that inside low kick.
Embry sized up that uppercut.
Both guys showing good defense.
This is for the featherweight world title. Let's look at the current featherweight division, and Giga Chikadze, who won impressively earlier tonight, has moved up to number 5. It's real-time scoring here, Joe. Moved up from number 7 to number 5.
But you have to look at, this is why I said earlier, the featherweight division is becoming the most popular, the most exciting. When you have fighters like Van Roosmalen, Adamchuk, Varga, and now Chikadze making a name for himself, Matt Embry, Senchai. This division has become one of my favorite divisions to watch. And just with Van Roosmalen coming down, really picked it up for that division. And here we go with some of the highlights. Van Roosmalen found a little bit of success with his uppercut. Embry's trying to dip his head, trying to get on the inside. But he needs to watch out for those low kicks and uppercuts of Van Roosmalen.
Remember, Van Roosmalen told us yesterday, the first 2 rounds will be fun, but I'll end it in the 3rd. And that's the stanza we enter now, round 3. Van Roosmalen wearing white. Embry in the back gloves.
There's that activity of Van Roosmalen, which he really needs. Like he said, he was going to pick it up, throwing good counter left hooks.
That right hand just missed from Embry.
I like when Embry's throwing his straight punches. He needs to keep his weapons long and set up his power punches. He can't just come in and power punch because Van Roosmalen's counter punching is one of his best weapons.
And Embry is all in on martial arts. Said he's a martial artist inside and out of the ring. He's always on the path of improvement and elevation. And a win tonight will certainly elevate him to the top of the featherweight division.
But he seemed to be slowing down in this third round. And this is what Van Roosmalen's pressure does to you.
Again, the damage on the leg or legs of Embry is clear to anyone who's watching.
And one comment Embry said about Van Roosmalen, he called him one-dimensional.
That was not a knockdown, a sweeping motion from Embry, and that seemed to just get maybe Van Roosmalen a little bit angry.
Yeah, it's that constant pressure. Let's see what adjustments Embry's going to make, but Robin's really doing well in this third round because he's being more active.
Stop, break, get back, fight.
We are halfway through this fight right now, Joe. How would you rate it so far?
This fight is still up in the air because it's Embry who found success in the earlier, in the early round, part of round two, but it's Van Roosmalen really picking up at the end of the second and into this third round. So right now it could be even on the judges' scorecard.
Van Roosmalen didn't believe Embry was even close to being on his level. He's shown, at least thus far, he certainly belongs in a fight of this magnitude.
It's a very technical fight with their footwork, and what Embry's really trying to do is he's trying to step off center. The last thing you want to do with Robin is stay in the pocket and stay in the center because that's where he's most dangerous. But you can see the way Robin controls the ring, it's very hard for Embry to use his low kicks and his movement because that pressure fighting and controlling of the ring is Robin's best weapon.
And now Robin letting those hands go a little bit in round three.
You hear his dad yelling for the low kick.
Embry may be landing the left, but Van Roosmalen's smiling now. He likes this kind of fight, and that's what we're getting here. A world championship on the line for Embry.
That was the fight that Robin needed. He needed to get Embry off of his comfort zone, get him out of his relaxed state, and that's what he did. But Embry needs to keep this fight technical. He can't get tossed into that kind of fight. And it's those counter left hooks and those big shots of Robin that make him dangerous. He's getting Embry to fight his fight.
Here's some of that Van Roosmalen offense we've been waiting for, where he just starts unloading with the fists.
He threw like a Superman punch, got on the inside, and started throwing punches. And here's the leg catch and kick, which is legal in Glory because he grabbed the leg and he's allowed one strike, and that was a kick, not a sweep. So good leg catch and counter by Embry.
Total strikes, according to Fight Metric, for Van Roosmalen, 75. For Matt Embry, 76. It's been that close of a contest as we now enter the championship rounds. Round 4 of a scheduled 5.
There's Robin mixing that hook, uppercut, hook, which is the strategy he needs to do.
Because Roosmalen inching up the pressure, turning up the heat now.
And it's those uppercuts of Van Roosmalen on the inside do a lot of damage. And look at the leg of Embry. It's all red, swollen, and they're definitely adding a toll because Embry's output has slowed down.
A nice combination for Van Roosmalen, who went upstairs with the fist and then into the combination with a low kick. The punches and kicks are landing more crisply now for the Dutch native. Nice uppercut.
Well done by Robin. It's mixing up those levels and mixing in those uppercuts. This is Embry's first 5-round kickboxing fight. This is where the advantage and the experience of Van Roosmalen comes in.
So what's the game plan now for Embry, who appears to be on the receiving end of more of these kicks and punches than he'd like?
Well, he's eating a lot of those low kicks and leg kicks and punches on the inside, which really slow down his movement. His strategy is to use movement and angles, but right now he's staying in the pocket a little too long. Like right there, that's how you don't want to fight Robin. Stay in front of him head to head. You got to move your feet.
How was Embry's cardiovascular conditioning when you were in the ring with him, training?
Well, it looked good in conditioning with training, but when you have a pressure fighter like Robin constantly in your face, and that body shot hurt.
It did, and now a couple rights to the head have followed up, and Embry's in big trouble. And he's calling a stoppage to the fight. Big John McCarthy says it's over, and Embry is not complaining. It is over. Van Roosmalen has beaten Matt Embry.
Great performance by Robin, and you can tell that pound, that 0.8 of a pound really didn't affect him, and that's where his experience shows, not letting little things in his camp affect his performance.
Here's the way it ended. Embry did not put up much of a fight, put his hands down, wilted down, and that was it.
I'm surprised the referee didn't give him a count. He looked hurt, and I'm not sure why Embry didn't take a knee and take a count and try to recover. But let me tell you, look at this pressure fighting. That left hook to the body really hurt Embry, and this is the onslaught which made Robin back to his #1 contender, which will give him a future title shot, which could beat Giga Chikadze, who we saw earlier.
The game plan was right from Van Roosmalen, who said the first 2 rounds will be competitive. After that, it's my fight, and that's exactly how it played out.
And he says everybody has a plan, the famous Mike Tyson line, everyone has a plan until they get hit. And that's what he showed. He showed his power, and his pressure fighting was too much for Embry.
So the 37th win of Van Roosmalen's professional career, the official numbers, stats, and announcement coming from Tim Hughes when we return. Robin Van Roosmalen, the winner. How'd he do it, Joe?
Just as Van Roosmalen predicted, it was Embry who did a great job in the first 2 rounds, really getting in there, mixing his body shots, but in round 3 was just too much pressure for Embry. Robin was able to use his counter hooks, attacking the body, using good low kicks and uppercuts, and just too much pressure and too much power in Van Roosmalen for Matt Embry. And it was that end onslaught of Robin Van Roosmalen. Started with a left hook to the body, kept finishing with head punches, and is now the #1 contender.
Here are the strike counts. 189 punches thrown by Matt Embry. You can't question his output, but it was Van Roosmalen who was more accurate and more effective.
It's those power punching of Van Roosmalen and those low kicks that really made the difference in this fight, but it was ultimately all that damage and power punching of Van Roosmalen that slowed Embry down, and like I said before, everyone has a plan until they get hit.
Let's make it official. Tim Hughes with the particulars.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end with an official time of 2 minutes of that 4th round when your referee, John McCarthy, steps in to wave this one off for your winner by knockout, Robin Van Roosmalen.
Again, Robin Van Roosmalen now the #1 contender. He will fight for the featherweight championship in his next bout. Against whom and when that will happen, we don't know yet, but he is standing by with Whitney Miller.
Robin, first of all, congratulations on a beautiful performance tonight. Can you walk us through exactly how that went down?
My coaches, they told me to break him down systemically. I wanted to go for the first round, but they told me, like, build it up, do it slow, and break him down, show him that you're the pound-for-pound best fighter in Glory. So I did what they told me, and that's what happened. We executed perfectly.
You certainly did. We look forward to watching you fight in the future. Thank you so much for joining us.
First of all, I want to not apologize, but I'm disappointed that I didn't make weight. So I hope this is a lesson for everybody here in this professional sport. Have the right scale on the right moment in the hotel room so everybody can make weight and not have to depend on their own skill if it's not right. Thank you.
One more time for Robin Van Roosmalen.
So Robin van Roosmalen still a little edgy about that weight limit situation, but he was stripped of his title. I can assure you that will not happen again when he fights for the title.
No, it's a tough situation, and he did a good job at staying very mentally strong even through all the attention and losing his belt the way he did. But he is the #1 contender. He did show that he's still the best in the division, and he still has a bright future in the division.
But keep in mind, everyone used the same scale. Everyone made weight except for Van Roosmalen, so keep that in mind. Got to take a little personal responsibility there. But in the end, great night for the Dutchman, and he gets a crack at his own featherweight title at a fight night near you. As for us, Joseph Valtellini and Whitney Miller, I'm Todd Grisham. We'll see you next month in Chicago. Thanks for watching Glory Super Fight Series.